Hello! Today we're talking about finding Q1, Q2, which is also called the median, and Q3. When you're dealing with data, we can split the data into quartiles. Quartiles are 4 equal sections. Each one is 25% or 1/4 of our data. When dividing your data into 4 equal sections, you need to make 3 dividing lines. These are called Q1, Q2, or the median, and Q3. So for example, let's say this was our data. Our data is 3, 15, 5, 6, 12, 7, 10, and 8. You can't do anything with your data until it's in order from least to greatest. So I rewrote this in order from least to greatest. When you're trying to find Q1, Q2, and Q3, the actual first step should be to find Q2, or the median. The median is the exact middle of your data. So here, I'm going to find the middle. So I'm just going to go from each edge until I meet somewhere in the middle. Okay, the middle of this data is in between 7 and 8. Since it's in between two numbers, to find what it is, I'm going to add them and divide by 2. So 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. So Q2, or the median, is 7.5. Okay, now Q1 and Q3 are the middles of the lower half of the data and the upper half of the data. This is considered a dividing line. It splits our data into a lower half, all the numbers that are below 7.5, and an upper half, all the numbers that are above 7.5. Q1 is the middle of the lower half of the data. So to do Q1, you are going to ignore all of the numbers on the right. You're basically going to cover these up. You're just going to look at the numbers here on the left, and you're going to find the middle of just these numbers. So when I look at these numbers, going from the outsides in, the middle is right here, in between 5 and 6. That would be Q1. Because it's in between two numbers, I had to add them and divide by 2. So 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So Q1 in this situation is 5.5. Then I'm going to find Q3. Q3 is the middle of the upper half of my data. So I'm only looking at these 4 numbers that are higher than 7.5. And I'm looking for the middle. So I'm going to go from the edges in. And the middle is going to be right here, in between 10 and 12. If I add 10 plus 12, that's 22. 22 divided by 2 is 11. So Q3 is 11. Now I have my data split into quartiles. There are 4 equal groups. Each one has 2 numbers in it. The quartiles won't always contain 2 numbers, they just do in this case, but your quartiles will always be equal, because that's the whole point. You're trying to split it into 4 equal sections. Okay. One more statistic in this is what's called interquartile range. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So your interquartile range is whatever your Q3 is minus whatever your Q1 is. So in this case, my interquartile range is 11 minus 5.5, which actually is 5.5, and we call this the IQR. So this problem has an IQR of 5.5. IQR tells you how spread out something is. Let's look at a second example. So here's my example. I have these numbers. 1, 5, 1, 7, 20, 8, 9, 17, 19, 12, and 15. So again, the first step is to list them in order from least to greatest. So I have 1, 1, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 17, 19, and 20. I'm going to count and just make sure I got them all. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at the beginning. And when I listed them in order, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I got them all. Okay, again, the first step is to find Q2, which is also called the median. So you're looking for the middle number. So I'm looking for the middle here, going from the edges in. And in this case, my middle number is actually exactly 9. 9 is in the exact middle. So I have 5 on this side, I have 5 on this side, and 9's in the middle. So 9 is actually my Q2, or my median. Okay, when you're looking at your lower half and your upper half, your lower half are all of these numbers, your upper half are all of these numbers. 9 doesn't count in any group. 9 is considered a dividing line. It is exactly Q2, so it doesn't go with either of the groups. If there was another 9, like if this was 9 instead of 8, then that would be in this group, even though it's the same number. But this 9 that's exactly in the middle, that's kind of just removed from my data right now. It's not considered in a group, it's just considered a dividing line. Okay. So to find Q1, I'm looking at this lower half, and I'm looking for the middle. So the middle of the lower half here is right here, 5. So 5 is Q1. Again, it's not really considered in a group. It's considered on the dividing line. And then we look for our upper half. And our middle number here is, again, an exact number. It's 17. So that is Q3. Q3 in this case is 17. So now I'm in 4 equal groups. The groups are these numbers. So again, there's 2 in each group in this example. That won't always be the case. And then these 3 numbers are not considered in a group. They are considered on the dividing lines. Now, if I wanted to find the interquartile range, or the IQR, again, interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So if I wanted to find the interquartile range here, I would do 17 minus 5, so it would be 12. All right, I hope this makes sense to you. Please email me if it doesn't. Have a wonderful day.